Okay, so now we're going to talk about some basic components of the machine here. So this is what we call a lance. This is what we actually press the trigger on this and we get our water flow out of the end of the machine when it's running. So what we use on the end of the machine gets stored here generally on the handle underneath this, and this is called our J-rod. The J-rod has 4 different ends on it. The brass fitting is for a low pressure application of soap or sodium hypochlorite that we'll put onto a house or siding. This is a high soap, so if we're reaching up into the higher corners or up in peak ends of a house. And then this is a high rinse, and then a low pressure fan rinse tip. These interchange with this coupling on the end. So if we wanted to do soap, and then we would come all the way over here to rinse. So that's an example of how that works. These other connections that are on the front of the machine here that you see on the front, there's a red tip that I've taken off because we'll never ever use that. It's a 0-degree tip and will absolutely damage anything that you use it on. To a yellow tip, a white tip, and a black tip. We generally are not going to use these that are on here, but I have removed the red one. This is the pump to the machine that allows the water to come out the end of the lance. There is a rubber belt driven belt underneath this belt guard here. The fuel tank, the air filter for the engine, and then this is the exhaust that you never want to touch because it's extremely hot. Other components that we use when we set up at a house. So this is the machine. This is also a ball valve that allows you to, we put this on the end of the lance. So this goes on the end like this with that fitting. When it's in line with the handle, then it will actually be able to flow water out the end of the lance. So this is a shut-off position. It will not allow water to go past this ball valve. This will allow us to have pressure on the line with the machine running if we wanted to switch to a different lance, and detach and then attach a different lance to it. We can also adjust the end of this ball valve to a certain degree, which will allow us to rinse an area if we wanted to use it in that fashion as well. So the other components that we hook up to this machine when we get to a residence is we have our sodium hypochlorite bucket here that we have filled, and then we fill this bucket with water, and then a substance called Plant Protect that we use at the end of our day to flush out the machine to neutralize all the bleach that might be in the systems here. So this component here is actually the injector that goes on the end of the machine, and I'll show how that hooks up in a minute. But it also has an adjustment on the end, and we would use this in our SH bucket, and then we would also use it to cleanse the system by dropping it into the bucket with the Plant Protect in it at the end of our operation for the day. Okay, so this is the hose reel that goes with the machine. A couple things about this. We have 200 feet of hose on this reel, so we can pretty much position our power washer at a residence, hook up the water to it, and pretty much make it all the way around the residence without having to adjust where we started our power washer at. 200 feet of hose will get us pretty much anywhere we need to be. So in the operation of this hose, it has a hose here that I have connected to the blue hose. That's just the way that I store it. The black hose connects to the machine, and then this I'm not sure what you call this, but this lock, basically the way you release it is you turn it like that, and then the hose reel will be able to turn, and you can pull out more hose as you need it, and then it locks it back. This is the handle which you would use to reel up the hose at the end.